Hey everyone, thanks for joining us for another episode of the Damn Podcast. I'm your host, Corey, and joining me as usual is Justin,
Hey guys.
Nick,
Hello.
and Jamar.
Hey.
And if this is your first time joining us or you didn't know, we are now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I didn't know Apple Podcasts was actually still a thing, but we are on there. So come check us out there if you aren't following us on YouTube. It's a lot easier in my opinion. I like to listen to podcasts while I'm driving and stuff like that. What about you guys?
You don't get those annoying YouTube ads, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
the one where
unless you're not subbed to Spotify, but who doesn't have a Spotify
Oh, fair
subscription
enough,
at this
yeah.
point?
Yeah, good boy.
Or like somebody to mooch off of.
one where the girl is
Yeah.
like putting the retainer in her teeth, like every time. It's just, why? Why do I need to see
I
this
haven't
500
gotten that
times?
targeted ad. I don't know.
Oh,
that,
wow.
that sounds like
Oh,
a targeted
no.
ad, Nick.
I
I
thought I
don't
turned
know.
those off, but I keep getting that
Is that a
same
kink?
one. No,
Is
it's
it
really
something we need to
gross.
know
I don't like
Oh
that.
no,
that sound.
you know they're listening to you with all the speakers and stuff, so clearly
Oh,
it might
dang
be.
it. No.
So, what have we all been up to? I mean, it's been a month. I think we're pretty much a monthly podcast at this point because we're busy people. But I've mainly been playing Elden Ring. I think most everybody else has been doing the same. It's just been it takes so long to beat it, and on my character, I'm wanting to do like everything, like literally everything. So that's probably what's held me back. But at this point, I feel like I'm so burnt that I think I'm just gonna run to the finish pretty soon. I've got the ending lined up that I wanted. There's like 6 endings, and I think I got the one I want. And I think I'm just gonna make a sprint for it, you know. But yeah, I've been mainly doing that. I've been watching Ozark. I've been really getting into Ozark, and I've been I finished up Breaking Bad season 1 and working my way through there. Anime wise, I think I'm just watching Spy Family, but yeah, that's about it.
You haven't kept up with Kongming?
Not recently. I probably should. I kind of forgot.
Okay.
That's like one of those shows I'm not like inclined to have to like catch it as soon as it releases each episode, you know?
Yeah, that's sort of the same for me too. But every time I feel like I'm like a little tired of Kongming, Kongming always pulls some music thing that gets me back in.
Yeah, it is a fun show, so maybe I will jump back in. But yeah, so how about you, Justin? What have you been up to?
Let's see. I played. I think I beat Triangle Strategy around the time of the after the last recording, but it's been a while, so we'll just skip that. After Triangle Strategy. I've mainly just been. I got a little gamed out, so I've mostly been like watching TV on like the multiple streaming services. I'm not gonna list them all because there'll be too many, but in terms of like highlights, just a few comedies. I've been watching The Sopranos again. I haven't actually started Ozark, because I mean, so how has Ozark been for you, Corey?
Oh, I really like it. It doesn't waste any time. Like the first season kicks it off like on a high note, and like, and maybe just want to watch more. So I kind of keep it on the side while I'm playing stuff.
Yeah, it's got one of the last bastions of Netflix before they have to start relying on new originals to get people back in. Yeah, but anyway, after my TV break, I've been as in my video game break actually, and I was just watching TV in the meantime. I've been playing the Chrono Cross remaster, and after patching it so that it gets rid of the frame rate issues and stuff that usually come with Square Enix ports, it's been really fun. I'm really enjoying how it's a very ambitious game, even though a lot of it suffers from PS1 jank, and a lot of it is more like great ideas, not the greatest execution, but it's a fun game. I'm actually near the end of the story. Probably going to finish the game after this, and then do the Radical Dreamers VN/prologue afterwards. I was surprised regarding a certain like plot turn in the game mechanic and how long that game mechanic lasts. I was like, wow, it like important. Like there are some important characters who like get dropped out of the game for a long time. I was like, wow, really? Did not expect that. And otherwise, yeah, I watched a few anime films as well. I watched Bubble, the new Tetsuro Araki / Gen Urobuchi film on Netflix. It was okay. Basically, like it was basically like The Little Mermaid, except with parkour, and it's fun. It's like I like the Tetsuro Araki stuff, but it is a little expected of him at this point. So it's like not like so it's not like it's more like a visually ambitious film, but you're basically just watching The Little Mermaid with a few updates. And I also watched Pompo the Cinephile. That one is pretty interesting. It's basically like it basically has a lot of cool live action tricks transferred into animation, and it's basically about this dude who's trying to make a movie. Like Bubble though, I've seen stories like it before, and it wasn't the most interesting take on making a movie, especially compared to Shion Sono's stuff. So, but I still recommend both films just for their visual spectacle. Although Pompo, you'll have to go out of your way to see because it has a limited theatrical release, and it's like G Kids that just ended. But Bubble's on Netflix, so I do recommend anyone who wants to see some really beautiful looking parkour, yeah, check that out. And that's pretty much that's pretty much the majority of what I've been through.
Cool. How about you, Jamar?
I think probably similar to both you and Justin. I'm still playing Elden Ring. I'm probably like midway in the game, just taking my time with it. Just been busy with other stuff. Watching Spy Family as well, and also tested out a Tesla for a couple of days just to see how like the world of EV will go. Because I know yourself, Austin, and Andrew have a Tesla, and I actually really enjoyed it, and especially like the gas savings compared to my current car. Because by the end of doing like 300 miles, it only cost $16 to fully charge it compared to $64 in gas for the same amount of miles. So I might move to that route.
Welcome. I'll go ahead and order your t-shirt. Get you some stickers ready.
Yeah. I think I'd probably go with the S just for size wise. Because I think the 3 is too small.
The plaid?
No plaid.
Oh, okay. Looks kind of cheesy anyway.
Yeah.
Cool. How about you, Nick?
Mostly been packing and boxing. It's not that fun, but I did get to play the Kirby game. I kind of 100%ed it to. It's very enjoyable. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. It has some ties into the overall Kirby lore without explicitly like explaining anything, but it's some cool potential story connections to the other games and stuff. It's a lot of fun. I wish there was more abilities. Maybe we'll get DLC for it like Star Allies got, but it's pretty fun and very like beginner friendly for new players to the Kirby series if it's something you've been thinking about checking out. And then I've just been playing Stardew Valley.
Oh no!
My girlfriend got me into it, and she's really regretting it now. It's been what I've been doing like a lot of my free time.
Stardew Valley is a very good game.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, and I'm trying to do it as blind as I can. So I'm just like, there's a lot of consequences for my actions while my crops died at the end of the one season and stuff. But it's how it is. It's fun.
You gotta do like a quarry, and you need to have an Excel spreadsheet. And you need to maximize.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm pretty exactly
the XYZ of each crop, and when's the last time I planted?
Who you're dating.
There's also Rune Factory 5 came out, right? That's a follow-up you could do.
I did see about that. I've heard mixed things about it. Like it's not that much improvement over Rune Factory 4. I haven't played any of the Rune Factory games, but I'm wondering that maybe this is my niche. I like the farming sim games, so no, it's maybe more of a confession than something else. But It's been fun, and it's not that expensive if you want to get it on different platforms or something.
On anything.
Or
really.
on your Tesla, because it comes with your Tesla.
Maybe if you're not too busy playing Mario Kart on your Tesla, maybe you can play Stardew Valley. Oh goodness.
Nick.
But yeah.
Quick question:
yes.
Where are you playing Stardew on? The Switch?
Oh, just on Steam. I maybe should have got it on the Switch because then I could play it like in bed or whatever. But I just got it on the computer. I also saw the Sonic 2 movie. We had a small little mini meetup for that, and it was really good. If you guys like the first one, I think this one is better. It incorporates more of the Sonic lore, and it's so funny because the big review...
The Russians. God dang it.
Oh, well, there was that one scene in Siberia that's like basically Russia that was interesting.
That was hilarious. I was
the
like,
guy
oh
with the
my
shirt
God.
or the tattooed, the dancing guy, that was pretty great.
Yes.
But it's funny because like the initial reviews from critics were like, well, it just doesn't focus on the human characters enough, which is like, I think a good thing because who cares? Like, it's a Sonic movie.
They obviously did not watch. They obviously were supporter of all the reverse isekai.
Yeah, these are the guys that like the
decade.
Smurf movies or whatever that just wanted to focus on Neil Patrick Harris or whatever instead of the like. It's better if it focuses on the Sonic characters, but I thought it was a good movie.
If you look at Transformers, they always focus on the humans.
Transformers movies, oh my goodness. Like, maybe if you're trying to appeal to fans that are not Sonic fans, then, maybe sure, put the human characters, have this whole wedding subplot, whatever, but it's not as good. Just make the whole movie about that, then. But people are going to it to see Sonic stuff. But anyway, I guess if we got some random Dallas miscellaneous news, we can go ahead and jump into. I was trying to figure out like what is like kind of been the big theme, the big media zeitgeist, whatever, of this past month, and it just feels like it's a lot of like celebrities, and then the whole big Twitter buyout our Tesla buddy Elon's going through. So we had, of course, at the beginning of it, the Oscars and Will Smith's slap and Chris Rock and everything.
Will Smith
oh my goodness.
his own meme for forever now.
Yeah.
Because that
Yeah.
The greatest EDM sample of the next 3 years.
Everyone's gonna put that in as a beat drop. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
And it's like, man. You hear it like from every angle, from every celebrity's got their hot take, like, oh, actually, it was misogynist the whole time. It's like, it's just.
And then there's Daniel Radcliffe, who is like, no, I don't want to give my opinion because I want that to die.
Honestly, yeah, it's just not a big deal. It's like, there's been so many just random crazy things. There's the Grammys. I mean, that was kind of neat. There was some drama there too, but then there's a Kirby music cover that actually won a video game award for that. And then there's drama with this Ezra Miller guy, or their pronouns are Miller. They, them, so they got arrested by beating up a person at a karaoke with a chair, and then also other inappropriate things that they did in public, and now they are in jail and maybe going to be recast from the Flash movie.
Wait. Ezra Miller identifies as non-binary?
That was the last that I heard. I wanted to try to not misgender them, but it's whatever.
Yeah, I know. It's like, who the fuck gives a shit about Ezra Miller?
All of these celebrities.
They've kind of torpedoed their career by not just one, but two. Count them, 2 assaults.
Yeah, what the heck?
Okay?
Oh,
it's been multiple things with Ezra, and it's just like, if you are, and people were saying, because that was the week that the Fantastic Beasts movie came out, which they were also in. And they're like, oh, could we recast them as, I don't know, whatever Voldemort henchmen that they were in the movie? But it's like, no, it's a little too late to recast them the week that the movie is coming out.
Plus you're not going to watch that movie anyway. That movie
didn't do very good.
Well.
Yeah.
Then there's, of course, the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, which I just realized the other day when we were at the pizza place that she was a actress, the main one in Aquaman. I was super late to realizing, like, oh, she's also actually a famous actress like Johnny Depp. And that too, it's so much drama back and forth. I think it's pretty much been concluded that like she's just been bullying him, and it's really bad.
Yeah, it's more just like a meme trial at this point.
I
Yeah.
know it is. That conclusion ended a long time ago. I've actually seen Ace Attorney memes about that.
Oh man, and it's like, oh, and then of course the most important celebrity drama. So the guy who married Hatsune Miku, then he's back in the news too. He's got some thoughts on fictional relationships or something. It's just like, okay, buddy, you know,
Fictosexual.
fictosexualism. Yeah, like Japan's already kind of not doing so great in terms of declining birth rates and stuff. I don't know that we really want to be promoting getting married to our Vocaloid friends.
Well,
Well, they did have a kid together, didn't they?
What?
Miku?
Oh no, I missed. Oh, I'm
A little
behind
like
the times.
doll. Yeah, he has like a little doll kid with her.
Oh my god.
So, Corey, as a longtime supporter of Miku, how do you feel about this relationship?
I don't
What
know.
are your
I
thoughts?
mean, I guess I assume they're poly because you know, Miku's, you know, sort of like so many people's love at this point that I think they just they had to come to terms with that. But you know, if that works for him and that works for the relationship, then more power to him.
I guess.
Confirmed.
Yes.
Miku polysexual.
I guess the next question is: did Sega condone of this marriage?
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's a good question. I'm guessing he's using a custom model. He's not using the Project Diva model because then he would have to then he'd have to
Copyright.
pay royalties to
Your
Sega.
waifu.
Like monthly lease on Miku.
Oh my gosh.
You
But
missed
it's-
today's
yeah.
rent. You're divorced.
Yeah. I actually don't know if like who actually owns. How does that work? Like model licensing, and then like MMD, like people make Miku and MMD and other Vocaloids and MMD and like other 3D mockup tools, and like to use the likeness of the character in something, do they have to pay somebody?
Yeah, I thought Sega had a good share, if not owned, the Miku design.
But doesn't Well, Krypton owns Miku. Did Sega make the design for their character, or did they make the initial design in house? And did Sega license the IP? That's some deep. That's
We may
some
need
deep
some
stuff.
more
but,
research.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
add that to my PowerPoint, and I'm gonna get back to you.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
It's just like, I don't know, just celebrities in general. Like we kind of can't live with them. You can't live without them.
I can live without them.
I feel like I could
I can
definitely
live
live
without
without like all them singing the Imagine at the start of the pandemic. That really didn't help.
Yeah,
You know?
we all remember that. We all thought that was bullshit, and we all moved on from that.
I totally
It's like,
forgot
yeah.
about it.
Sorry. It's like, you know, sometimes they can promote like good ideas, and I feel like even the big court cases, like eventually people kind of, you know, everyone wants justice to be served and all, and you know, I think that's a good thing, but then at the same
Especially
time,
Batman.
yeah, it just is so easy for them, all the fame and the fortune. We saw it, of course, with like rock stars and stuff. Then with our parents' generation, but like it really, all that power gets to their head, and it can definitely make them think that they can get away with anything. And
With like buying Twitter.
yeah, speaking of
Yeah.
which, our favorite Tesla, honestly, to me, he's like an oligarch of this country. Like he's influencing politics. He's got so much money, Elon,
Stocks.
that apparently, yeah, he can just any tweet that he has almost can like swing the stock market, especially. And he did it like purposely with the different Dogecoins and stuff he was trying to promote.
Several times.
Yeah, and so that's the other big thing for this past month is he's in the process of acquiring Twitter, or at least at first he was like just trying to buy a lot of their stock to have the controlling share 10%, but then now he's actually maybe buying the whole company somehow. I feel like it kind of started that news cycle when Jack Dorsey, the original founder of Twitter, like kind of came. He hasn't been CEO for a while, but he kind of said that he's like, yeah, I kind of feel like I'm maybe partially responsible for like the state of the internet, how everyone's like so curt and like aggressive because they only think in like 160 characters or whatever it is, like 240, whatever.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree. Like people, it's much more difficult to hold like full conversations and debate and stuff when people are just like oh, you're wrong, L plus ratio, I have more Twitter followers than you, I'm not really willing to have a discussion about this.
Dude,
Like,
Twitter,
but what do you
Twitter
think?
is a circle jerk at this point. Okay, it's really stupid. It's like an even worse Reddit.
Yeah, like everyone, it's honestly a really big hellhole, like echo chamber. No, and everybody like agrees that it's not a fun place to be. But Elon's, I don't think he can make it improve it anymore.
Oh no, he can't.
I don't think
Twitter is
anyone can,
unsavable.
but
Twitter is
yeah.
unsavable.
Yeah.
Okay, Twitter is something that we need to nuke.
Oh,
But we
don't.
won't. But
I mean, you didn't have this in your docket, Nick, but people have been dropping Twitter since the
Oh,
purchase.
since the announcement.
Yeah, because they've been dropping every 500,000 per week.
Oh, the user base. Oh wow.
Yeah.
so it's like Facebook, and that people are getting fed up with it. Good.
I think it's getting closer to like MySpace.
Oh dang. Yeah.
Really, it can't be that dead yet.
Well, it's not dead yet, but there is a rapid decline of users and people losing their followers. I believe Obama, who's one of the most followed people, lost 400,000 followers over the past week since the announcement.
Huh. I hope he can recover financially.
Yes.
I don't know what that even means, but yeah, that is interesting because
Yes.
it's been a weird like cultural. He says he's wanting to do it to promote free speech, but you know what does he really mean by that? Like in the past, his own actions of kind of like silencing his critics, silencing some of his former. One employee had this whole YouTube channel kind of analyzing different features of the Tesla autopilot and stuff, and they weren't even critical. It was just showing off the features. And Elon kind of like canceled his old YouTube channel somehow, or like demonetized it, or like copyright claimed it.
And fired him.
Yeah. Oh, and also fired him too for fun. Like, yeah. So I don't know. John Bernal is his name if you want to find out more about that. And at first I was thinking like, you know, is there really like a censorship? Is there really like, from what I've seen on Twitter, like there's a lot of voices from both sides of the political aisle that are there. But then, you know, is free speech really even a problem? But it turns out they do actually have a chief censor position. Then apparently that's paid $17 million salary. It turns out, and so it's hard to say. I feel like it's more so that the censoring is kind of for like harmful things like death threats and things that like really should not be allowed to be posted and is against Twitter's terms of service. But I don't know. There were also some good ideas that he floated, such as being able to maybe edit tweets afterwards. I mean, maybe that's a good idea, maybe not. And then ways to kind of support your favorite Twitter creators by allowing you to pay or like tweets or like tip tweets. Maybe that would help Twitter creators. I don't know.
Wait, there's Twitter creators?
Is that a thing? I feel like there are definitely people that are just on Twitter 24/7, just like retweeting and criticizing people that they don't like. That's all that they do. But is that a sustainable? Or can you make money from that? Do you want to make money from that?
No, they just want clout.
And followers.
And clout equals you feeling good for a while. And by a while, I mean 2 seconds.
Yeah, like, oh, you have a hit tweet today, but then everyone's already moved on from it. Like 5 seconds later, they're not going to remember you. Like, I don't know. That's kind of all my thoughts. Like, it's just been a weird mess, and it's probably just going from one billionaire to another billionaire. I don't think it's really going to matter at the end of the day.
No, it's not.
We may get more like ads for Tesla.
Yeah.
Speaking of
I don't even pay attention to my timeline, so I will never get those ads.
Speaking of billion-dollar industries, what's going on in anime right now?
Oh god, yeah. I mean, this isn't just anime. I want to go to some TV news first. So, as you guys know, Netflix has its stocks plummeted and it's been losing subscribers. Apparently, a good chunk of that is because of cutting off Russia, which obviously would get like a bunch of people would suddenly lose a bunch of their customers and such. But as usual for Netflix, they are being anti-consumer with their solution to the problem. Like they're cracking down on like password sharing, which is a really stupid idea, and while still increasing the prices, adding Hulu's cheap ad service streaming. It's just it's not. It doesn't matter too much to me right now because my parents are paying for Netflix. But if they can no longer share Netflix with me because we're not in the same household or whatever, I'll be like, ugh.
So you're part of the problem.
Hey, they bought the family plan, okay?
Yeah.
They paid that much for the family plan and allowed me to use it, okay? It's a legal exchange.
Wait, no, family plan's fine. We're talking about if I had an account and then I shared it with Corey, then Corey's technically stealing. No, you're still good. You're not a scumbag.
Oh, thank God. I because like I said, I'm pretty sure my folks use the family because my folks, they only care about Netflix. They don't really care about the other streaming services at all. Like I've bought the others except from Amazon once in a while, but I pay for all the other streaming services and I've offered them to use it. They don't because they like but especially mom because all the K-dramas are on Netflix. So so it's like why don't you just watch
she's
them
good.
Yeah, all the Australian dramas are on Netflix. Yeah. But yeah, I have seen a few people say that put their own reasons, and they think that the reason that, and this is contributing, is the fact that Netflix is losing content. Like all their like big draws, like The Office, Friends, and such, are no longer on the platform. They're going to be losing Schitt's Creek soon. And by the way, by shit, it's spelled SCHITT.
My parents love that show.
In case you guys wanna. You make jokes because you should know what it is because it's so popular on it's a popular comedy on Netflix, and they're losing that. They recently canceled Space Force, but to be honest, no one gave a shit about Space Force. They just saw it as the failed attempt to make Steve Carell relevant, and yeah, basically the whole cancellation, losing shows, and the fact that their Netflix originals haven't been good lately, unless you know. And by the originals, they mean the stuff they actually created. Of course, if you look at, the imported stuff, like when they import Better Call Saul or Peaky Blinders or whatever, of course, Netflix will still have that. But when it comes to their own created stuff, we have Ozark, and and a little earlier, the second season of Russian Doll. I think everything else that they have gotten has been a critical failure, and the audience didn't like it either. And we'll have to see how the next stuff lines up. But I never really cared too much for the cancellations. Oh yeah, I guess there's Tiger and Bunny season 2, but anime fans don't seem to care about Tiger and Bunny these days. So
yeah, that was forever ago. So
yeah, it was too long.
It was too long ago, and
yeah.
People already watched it.
Yeah. It's like the Kingdom Hearts of anime.
Yeah. except people still like Kingdom Hearts to this day.
Yes, that's quite a comparison. But yeah.
But yeah, but then again, Tiger and Bunny doesn't have like all those sequels and spin-offs. It just had one sequel film, and that wasn't great, and that was about it. But yeah, the thing is, Netflix is kind of lacking in big hitters besides, I guess, the new Stranger Things season coming up in a bit. But personally, I'm like, Netflix has always had this reputation for me for all their sequel seasons being absolute dog crap, with the obvious exception of Daredevil and maybe some other shows I'm not thinking of at the time. It's like, who cares? Me personally. And but yeah, I will agree. The competition is just so bad now with Hulu, especially HBO Max, because they get all the big shows because HBO has been doing that forever. Although HBO Max shows, I noticed the HBO shows are still good. The HBO Max originals are kind of more hit and miss, like Netflix shows. But I guess I guess they do have a bit of a higher hit ratio with their HBO Max originals than Netflix originals these days. There's Apple TV, which has been recently getting popular due to a few acquisitions. There's Disney Plus is kind of its own thing, honestly, and Hulu originals. I'll be honest, there's been a few that have been promoted as really good, but I tried to watch The Dropout and I did not get it with Amanda Seyfried. I was like, nah, not me. But yeah, so basically, even when it comes to the argument that Netflix originals are the my problem with all these arguments about why Netflix is failing is no one can get their story straight, or they keep contradicting themselves when comparing it to other streaming services. It's like, actually, no. That if you're gonna compare Netflix originals to that, what about the originals here? Like Hulu is mostly living off on like the big TV shows. Like the Hulu originals, I don't remember being all that great, or at least not exactly better than Netflix, they say. And well, they just kind of changed the goalposts on that. It's honestly a mess regarding why Netflix is failing and all that, but it's basically something I'm just like, whatever. As long as my parents are paying for the family plan, I'll just keep it. Yeah, especially when it comes to the anime. Like I saw that tweet you linked earlier, Nick, about JoJo not being released weekly.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, okay, first of all, Better Call Saul being released weekly. This guy's obviously not living in the U.S. because Better Call Saul is not released weekly on Netflix here. And second of all, I thought JoJo was going through Attack on Titan final season syndrome. Like they're literally just creating the seasons like every fucking year, like how JoJo Part 3 was with that 25 episodes, and then they wait a year and then release another 25 episodes.
Are you saying I should research my memes more before just posting them on Twitter from Twitter?
No, I say Twitter is an absolute shithole, and the people who upvote that just go, yeah, fuck Netflix.
That was me.
They literally
Yeah.
they created that meme just to shit on Netflix, and there's so few people pointing out that the reason JoJo is not released weekly is because of the fact that the episodes aren't even done yet. So because if they were, they would be broadcast on Japanese TV and people would fan sub them, but they're not doing that. And there's no absolute way Netflix can prevent the TV broadcast from happening for that long until they broadcast it themselves. That doesn't make any sense.
Listen, not every meme will make the most sense, but yeah,
Yes, but if it's a Twitter,
gotcha.
it's a Twitter meme or Reddit meme. It's like that was literally created just for circle jerking. I was just like, God damn. And plus, it wasn't a meme. He literally just screen capped it.
Yeah.
Like if it was your meme, then sure, but it's someone else's meme.
It was not mine, but yeah.
Yeah, and it's like that meme did not make sense to me, dude. I have no idea why that got popular. But then again, that's anime memes in a nutshell. A lot of them just suck. But that's a nice different. Speaking of anime, well, as you all know, we are watching Spy Family because why
It's
not?
so cute.
But Spy Family has really taken off in the short time it's been out. Obviously, the fact that it's one of the most popular manga in the world right now has been boosting it. But because I can tell you right now, when Rent a Girlfriend Season 2 comes out, it's going to get downvoted so badly because literally no one likes that manga anymore.
Right.
So there's no way that second season is going to be as good as it is not going to be as well received as the first season. And but yeah, getting back on track, Spy Family, it's like, man, there's so much fan art right now of Yor and there's Anya memes. Lloyd, unfortunately, has not been getting. Yeah, Lloyd unfortunately has not been getting much love because because the husband though does not have the power. At least the husband does in this show does not have the power to combat the waifus. It's just like I guess it helps that Lloyd is the more serious of the two.
Yeah.
Of the trio, and we have not. And Frankie doesn't get a lot of screen time, but yeah, it is what it is. I have seen that the very NTR artist Ratatat has been making your fan art recently, and people have been memeing that, going, "Oh no, you will not! and he's just in the background going, "Yes, I will." I seen what the internet did to Marin Kitagawa. Now it's yours turn. Your mama's turn. Yeah. So that's been the thing. And yeah, it's just really has taken the internet by storm. I'm expecting to see cosplay at A-Kon real soon.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be tons of cosplays.
Yeah.
Although Anya, I don't know if any I don't know what people are gonna do with that.
Children.
Yeah, the children cosplay makes sense, but I don't know if any adults are gonna be cosplaying Anya.
I'm sure adults.
Oh,
cosplay.
they will.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna see how it's gonna look like.
Hey, if a grown hairy man could cosplay Sailor Moon, there's gonna be people doing yeah.
It's gonna be a grown hairy Anya walking around.
Yes. With full beard.
Well, yeah. Speaking of neckbeards, how about E3 getting canceled?
Oh my gosh, the transition.
Oh,
Jesus.
that transition was pretty bad.
We could have at least waited till I said, "Well, the anime news is done." Then
They had to jump in right then.
We gotta keep these segues smooth.
All right.
Of course we did.
All right.
My inner
Unlike
child is
their necks.
sad because I liked watching E3 as a kid, but I get it. It's been
With your child neckbeard?
exactly. Even as a child, I had a small noise.
It's tradition.
Yeah, and it's I don't know. So with COVID and stuff, obviously they couldn't really do it in person the past couple of years, but I don't know. It's kind of just turned into a lot of just shilling from the corporations and just oh, here's just the CGI trailer.
It's very it hasn't been good in so long, and with COVID, making it mostly virtual, it's just kind of like what's the point? All you're gonna get is a trailer for something from Ubisoft or EA or Square Enix that's coming in 2-3 years, a teaser trailer that could have just been done could have just been released on Twitter or somewhere else,
Yeah, I guess being the only E3 veteran of 14 shows, yeah, it's fine. It could go away.
I mean,
I'm
I've been a veteran viewer. I've never been in person. I would have liked to go in person eventually, maybe if it comes back.
It's never coming back. It's fine.
I guess we could just all make a trip to TGS instead. That seems a little bit more structured.
Whoa.
TGS was fun. It's a madhouse.
That sounds
it's
pretty
crazy.
cool.
I know Maria really wants to go to PAX, but it's been so difficult to even try to attempt to get tickets for that. But
yeah,
the Elden Ring cosplay pictures I saw from PAX East.
Oh,
yeah, there's gonna be a lot of. I imagine there's a lot of people, just who got stir crazy during COVID, hitting up PAX, buying out the hotels, and just partying like crazy.
I mean, PAX always sells out pretty fast, even before COVID.
So
which spreaded COVID in the beginning.
Yeah. It was all PAX's fault, actually.
Yes.
So speaking of some studios, we heard some rumors that Ubisoft might actually be going up for sale by some senior developers and senior employees who left the company. There's been some talk that they may be going up for a sale. We were kind of tossing around the idea of who would pick them up.
I said Nintendo.
I mean, yeah, I think Nintendo, they probably got the strongest relationship with over the past decade or so by just keeping the Wii U afloat by being their main third party. Making the crossover Rabbids game with Mario.
And Nintendo is very strict with the yes, but Nintendo
Just Dance alone.
Yes, but as you know, Nintendo's very protective of their IPs and having a third party make not one but multiple games with Mario.
Yeah,
it shows trust, and at E3 you can always see them the CEO of Ubisoft and Miyamoto talking.
Miyamoto.
Yes. There's honestly a strong relationship between
So what you're implying is this has been in the works.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see Nintendo. I think they would be more at home at EA. I feel like I just get the same soulless vibes from Ubisoft that I get from EA, and I think they would just work great together.
All the studios closed
like,
down.
just just like
The dark
okay,
timeline,
we're
I don't know.
we're gonna change your timeline to an Assassin's Creed every year on the dot.
No, monthly.
FIFA.
It's just like the FIFA games or like the soccer
Yeah,
games.
the
like
FIFA
every year.
games and what are some other big IPs that they have at UB right now?
Rayman.
The Tom Clancy games. Rayman. There hasn't been a Rayman in a while, right?
No, but
There's usually decent gaps between them, like 4 or 5 years.
yeah.
Whatever Rainbow Six.
Yeah,
Siege.
the Tom Clancy games.
Yeah, Tom Clancy's.
Yeah, the Far Cry games and all that stuff. That's copy paste.
Oh, like you said, the Just Dance.
Yeah.
What else? I feel like they have some dirt bike game trials. There you go.
Yeah. They publish trials.
Yeah,
God.
Trials is actually really big. I went to one of their marketed seminars at E3, and they make millions off of those games.
I'm sure. Yeah, they were really big back when I was in high school. I know a lot of people are playing them on Xbox and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I could definitely see Nintendo. It would be kind of it would feel weird for Nintendo, but it wouldn't be like out of question either, because I mean they have been making studio acquisitions over the years with ones they trust, like Mercury Steam and Grezzo and what's another one? There was that one studio that did.
Do they own Monolith Soft? I forget.
I'm pretty sure they acquired them fully at some point in the
Okay.
Wii U cycle. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure they're fully acquired.
There was one other one recently that was like some internal art. It was basically already internal with Nintendo, but I forget what the name of it was.
Not sure, but that's beside the point. Usually they're smaller studios, so to pick up as big of a studio as Ubisoft and all their subsidiaries would be quite a purchase for Nintendo. So I don't know.
I mean, they have the money. I don't think it would be too soon for Microsoft to do acquisition, just because they're still in the works with the Activision one.
Yeah,
Sony,
I don't think that would happen. Yeah, Sony's picking up Capcom, so 100%.
Also, we may have lost you, Jamar, if you're...
Did we lose Jamar?
Oh no!
Yeah, it's like, why are you guys?
Oh, okay.
He had
We're
nothing
there.
else to say.
We're back.
No.
Oh, no.
I'll check in Twitter to verify that.
In other news, there was a new Breath of the Wild trailer since we last Breath of the Wild 2 trailer since we last recorded. A few people were saying like that that resolution was too high for the Switch, and I assume it was more than 15 frames per second, so it seemed really unnatural for the Switch.
Yeah, there's maybe one character moving on in the background that was not at 5 frames per second.
Yeah, it's like,
perhaps.
whoa. It's like,
I
whoa,
don't
there's
know.
actually view distance on the Switch. What is this? So this is kind of rekindling hope of the Switch Pro for some people. I'm still a bit on the fence. I don't know. I really thought it was going to be out by now. But we got like the new basic Switch with the OLED, and I was just kind of like, I don't know. I hope a Switch Pro is coming though.
Yeah, the OLED's actually really good, by the way.
Yeah, but I don't need it.
But
I
have
really
you seen?
need it.
But have you seen it? Have you played the game on it?
No.
I'll bring it over to your house.
I don't really play my Switch undocked often, unless it converts my TV to OLED when I dock it. That would be pretty dope. Can it do that?
Oh,
It can.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, I want one.
the Nintendo wizardry. That would be cool. But,
So there's also some data mining suggesting GBA ports are coming to Switch Online, and I saw that and I was kind of like, is it gonna be with the expansion pass? Are they gonna do it with the basic? And like, is
Oh
there even gonna
no,
be that many?
you know it's gonna be on the expansion pass.
Yeah,
The
it
extra
probably
expensive
will.
plus whatever. Yeah.
At least like the data mined list looks solid. Like you got the Mega Mans, the Battle Networks were on there, and then I don't know if anybody really played the GBA Mario Kart. I definitely didn't, but
I think I played
yeah.
it once.
got the
It was
best
okay.
Nintendo IP on there, the Golden Suns, which I don't think were actually GBA.
Yeah,
Those were GBC, right?
no, it was GBA.
No, I thought the first one was.
GBA.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah,
I
I'm
thought
looking at the
first
copy
one
right now.
was, but I'm not convinced. I'm gonna need a picture in DMs. No.
Yep.
Yeah, so that would be nice, and then we can type in that like 26-digit code to get your save file on the next Golden Sun. Like you remember that
Yes.
to carry your save.
To send it over to Lost. Was it Lost Age
Yeah.
again?
Yeah, I think it was Lost Age. You had to essentially type in like 26 digits or something, so it knew. I guess it just reconstructed your save based on all the numerics you typed in, because there was no actual save transfer in place on the GBA. So that was their solution.
God. I think I'm trying to remember what game had a very convoluted like save transfer. Like I want to say Legend of Zelda Seasons, you had to link two Game Boys together to carry over to the next game.
Yeah, there was like a
okay.
third final boss battle that you had to like beat both games. I think there were some other linking things with
Huh.
some other Zelda game too. I forget.
Yeah.
No.
Did you guys buy a second GBA for that?
Games.
No.
There were the Mega Man Battle Network games, which had the same story, just some slightly different. That version stuff was always not very.
Oh,
good.
like
Yeah, but there's some good games on this list though.
yeah, and hopefully it
I haven't.
helps with the whole pricing of like a lot of the retro GBA games are super overpriced.
Mhm.
So as long as the emulation is mediocre, hopefully the resale market balances out.
Yeah. Or tanks, as per usual. But
Yep.
there's also a Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer and technically an announcement trailer. I didn't actually watch the trailer because I'm so burnt on Kingdom Hearts at this point. Did anybody watch? I heard you could see Sora's feet.
Yeah.
Yes,
That was the main
exactly.
takeaway from what I heard.
Because now he's in like a more realistic. He's in a more realistic setting now. It really does look like it's trying to become the next Final Fantasy versus 13.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, if it shakes things up and gets away from the formula, which then sure, I'm all for it. I know people like the formula, but I think sticking to the formula too close was one of the reasons Kingdom Hearts.
I think they should have.
Great.
Well, this is just my 10 cents, but I think they should have. If they were going to continue this series, I think they should have gotten a new cast.
That too.
They should
Yeah.
have retired Sora, retired everybody, and then just reference back. Kind of give like a nod to pre-existing people who've been here, but I mean at this point the series has been going since like what 2002.
Yeah.
I think
It's
Tetsuya
time for
Nomura-
a pseudo reboot.
I think the thing is that Tetsuya Nomura, I think, and the team, and maybe the fan base too. I think they just like Sora too much. That's why. That's the reason why Sora kept stealing the spotlight from everybody in Kingdom Hearts 3. I think they just liked him too much and just don't want to let him go.
Yeah. I got like a quick hot take. I really hate Sora. I hate Sora since
I was
like
about to say the
2002.
same thing. I want to I was about to say I need to get a survey together to see how true that is. Like, there's no way Sora's like everybody's favorite character. There's no chance.
I'm saying the game creators, especially Tetsuya Nomura.
Okay.
I think just like
Yeah,
him too
all
much.
right,
I said
that's
the
fair.
fan
That's
base
fine.
themselves. I'm not sure. But
I'm angry for a very specific reason that doesn't really matter, but it's so he wakes up in like almost a modern day Shibuya, like Japan, but it's been stated that it's Quadratum, and it's not related to the exact same world Shibuya from The World Ends With You Shibuya world game.
It's
wouldn't make
freaking
sense
Shib-
because
it's
freaking
definitely,
it looks
like-
cartoony.
Wait, he's in the Big Hero 6 world still. He
No,
went-
no,
he
no,
went
because
back.
like yeah, it was officially announced by them randomly on Twitter that it's like, oh no, it's actually not the same world as The World Ends With You, even though they literally met the World Ends With You characters in Kingdom Hearts 2 or
makes
whatever,
sense, though,
or Dream
because
Drop
World Ends
Distance.
With
I mean,
You- because World Ends With You, Shibuya looks cartoony. Sora looks realistic. Like even in the
Yeah.
DLC when he fought Noctis, they changed his
Oh,
art
yeah,
style
yeah, in that
so that he
area.
would look more realistic.
It's also not been like out of it's not been like foreign of the series to change up the style on changing worlds either. So
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know, but the thing is, I don't think they can get away with a realistic style for the World Ends With You.
that's fair enough. But yeah, and then the girl character is Strelitzia, who is like, you had to have almost played the entirety of the Gacha mobile game to even know she's Marluxia's random brother as a
Yeah,
yeah, I was about
human.
to say if
from-
she's got some Exia at the end or something,
Yeah.
she's organization related.
But it's like nobody knew. That's the funny thing. Is like nobody knew who she was, and she's like only barely mentioned in the mobile game anyway. And no one
Yeah.
wants to play a gacha mobile game for like 4 years to even know
Yeah,
who the
they're-
character
they're-
is. But who knows?
They're starting to make like Yoko Taro games look more like continuous than Kingdom Hearts games at this point. Like nobody is getting these Kingdom Hearts references at this point.
Yeah. All right,
Um,
we're definitely going
yeah.
over 10 minutes, so let's move on to the next thing.
just to close out, for games, Xenoblade 3 and Splatoon got their dates switcherooed. Pun there. So Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is now July 29th, and Splatoon 3 is now September 9th.
Works for me.
Yeah, I'm fine with that trade.
Yes.
I probably wouldn't play Splatoon 3 anyways, so it's whatever for me.
Yeah, I'm not interested in Splatoon.
But
I might give it a shot this time around. And it's like back to school time, so I'll get all of my friends and we'll
Yeah.
Splatfest.
It might be fun, but I don't see that there's that much difference from the previous game. You got a bow now, I guess. There's a spider
Yeah.
squid.
That changes everything.
Yeah. I don't know.
I play for the campaign.
The story mode of Splatoon.
Oh god, I got so bored playing those. I never finished them.
But yeah, that's pretty much all of our game news. So some upcoming events, we have a May 6th dessert crawl. I don't believe there's actually a cap on that one, so if you're interested, sign up. You won't be
aware of the
waitlisted.
huge crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't be able to make that one, unfortunately. I'll be out of town. We have an event. We're all meeting up at the Scarborough Renaissance Festival on the 15th. So that'll be fun. May anime discussion is on the 28th. The theme is sci-fi, and a non-sci-fi anime is probably going to win, thanks to me. Since I hate sci-fi.
What are you talking about? Black Lagoon is the most
Of
sci-fi
course.
anime
Yeah.
I've seen.
Actually,
course.
like
that second is sci-fi. Based
It
on
has
like
been on
some
my
of the
backlog
characters.
for a while.
I don't remember any characters that would classify as
Just,
sci-fi.
just post it.
oh, you talking about how the maid is literally the Terminator, even though she's not actually
There you go.
robotic.
On June 3rd, there's Akon. Dang, that's
ra-
so
the-
close.
The
Oh
rapper.
my god.
Yeah, I need to actually schedule my vacation.
Yeah. If you search Akon, you're gonna get the rappers. So that's what we mean. That's what we mean. Akon is gonna be at the Irving Convention Center and the Toyota Music Factory. They got both buildings, so that'll be fun.
Oh, nice.
And yeah. I think that I don't know if they're just using Toyota just for like their live concert venue or if they're using it for actual panels too. I would
It
say
might
they're
be
doing
for
both.
It could be both, but it might be just the actual music
Yeah,
panel
live.
rave.
Yeah. But yeah, that'll be fun. Did you guys have anything else you wanted to add?
That's pretty much it. The Renaissance Festival is a lot of fun, but like, bring sunscreen.
And
Yeah, I'm hoping it's not too hot that time.
and Renaissance attire. Don't
Oh yeah,
don't
if you have
come.
any old timey things.
I'm bringing out the jester costume again.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Please remember wear sci-fi at the Renaissance Fair.
Yeah.
It's basically like an outdoor anime convention, but like
also basically
Yeah.
bring my Chrono Cross cosplay. Got it.
There you go.
it's also a bit of a drive to Waxahachie, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. There's some cool shows and stuff.
Waxahachie, so gross.
I don't think I've ever been there.
Don't go.
Yeah. All
It's
right.
like literally the only thing to do. There's like signs that are like, oh, if you're going to the medieval festival, it's like you follow these signs. Like you don't have to go anywhere else in Waxahachie. But yeah.
Yeah, it's like the
Yeah.
Thanks everybody
There's
for
also-
joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a
See
good
you
one.
guys.
See ya.
Bye now.